All right. So for our next presenter, it will be Frank Gonzalez, who is one of our senior public health sanitarians here at AZDHS in the Bureau of Resiliency and the Environment. And he will be giving our manufactured food program updates.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Frank Gonzalez. As Travis mentioned, I am a senior public health sanitarian and the manufactured food coordinator with the Arizona Department of Health Services. And now let's jump into the 2024 state updates of our manufactured food program. Today, I'll be providing the manufactured food program updates on our team, retail versus manufactured food, Title 21 CFR Part 117, rules, and lastly, state and county collaboration. Let's begin. So we are part of the Bureau of Resiliency and the Environment, Office of Food Safety and Environmental Services. We have introduced everyone in the beginning of this conference. However, as you notice, there are some gold stars next to some individuals on our team, and that's just indicating that they are FDA credentialed inspectors. Now we'll look into retail food versus manufactured food. Retail food facilities are usually directly to end consumers, shorter reach intrastate. Usually outbreaks are also intrastate. Manufactured food facilities are typically not directly to end consumers, have a larger reach, majority are interstate. When an outbreak does occur, there are usually multi-state collaborations happening at that time. So you might wonder, what is the difference between intrastate and interstate? Well, intrastate means it stays within state lines. Interstate means it does cross our state lines, either comes into our state or leaves our state. A good example for retail restaurant outbreaks usually only affect individuals within our state or individuals that have traveled to our state and have went back home and got ill. However, as we have heard in the news just recently, products that are delivered to multiple retail food establishments located in different states, they can cause a lot of individuals sick, not only in one state, but a lot of numerous states throughout our great nation. Now let's look into Title 21 CFR Part 117, Code of Federal Regulations Part 117, to be exact. Part 117, Current Good Manufacturer Practices, Hazard Analysis, and Risk-Based Preventive Control for Human Food. In this Part 117, there are multiple subparts. Subpart A, General Provisions. Subpart B, Current Good Manufacturer Practices. Subpart C, Hazard Analysis and Risk-Based Preventive Control. Subpart D, Modified Requirements. Subpart E, Withdrawal of Qualified Facility Exemptions. Subpart F, Requirements applying to records that must be established and maintained. Subpart G, Supply Chain Program. I will go over this next comment on the next slide. However, we will within our state rules, we will not be adopting C, D, E, and G. Now let's look into our state rules, specifically Article 9, Manufactured Food Facilities. In this article, we'll be adopting the Title 21 CFR Part 117, but only be adopting Subpart A, B, and F, as shown on your screen. We are not going to be adopting or accepting Subpart C, D, E, and G, as I mentioned before, of this of Title 21 CFR Part 117. In this article, we will be also including time frame, manufactured food facility inspections, inspection frequency, and risk classification criteria. I would like to show you all how many manufactured food firms there are in each county at this time. So on your screen, you see our state lines. Within our state lines, there are county lines. And in each county, you'll see those numbers. And I will give you some time to look over the map and see exactly what your county actually has and what your neighboring counties have for manufactured firms. All right, looking forward. So state rules being effective with our manufactured food facilities being inspected under Title 21 CFR Part 117. We are excited for delegation agreements. And with these delegation agreements, we will be providing not only training, but we will be providing job aids and OJTs on the job trainings for those counties that do accept delegation agreements. We are excited for the state rules to be in effect, to be able to be in full implementation of our manufactured food regulatory program standards that Heather Miller mentioned before. And lastly, this will allow us to be a part of a national collaboration. And when I mean national, I mean every state in our nation is using these subparts within Title 21 CFR Part 117 to inspect man-food firms. And that's something that I believe and we believe is very important during those large outbreaks to be on the same page of what's being enforced during these inspections. All right. So as I mentioned before, we're looking forward to having state and county collaboration with delegation agreements for these manufactured food firms. We will be providing training for these counties that do accept the delegation agreements. And these trainings include FD 190, which can be found on LearnEd. So the FD 190 is a course that actually focuses on current good manufacturing practice applications, evidence development, and that gives you the ability to understand what the CFR Part 117 actually plays and regulates. So with those delegation agreements, we will be providing ride-along opportunities to our state or county partners. And with those ride-alongs, we will be taking, teams on inspections, mainly contract inspections, to see how we implement CGMPs from the CFR 117, which stands for Current Good Manufacturing Practices, as I mentioned before. And next, we will be providing program standards if the counties do want those. As I mentioned before, we are in full conformance with the MIFRIPS standards, standards 1, standard 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We are only missing 3 and 6, which are inspection program and compliance enforcement. But after the rules being in effect, we will be able to be in full conformance on all 10 standards. And lastly, we'll be offering job aids to assist those counties during inspections of these manufactured food firms. We're now almost at the end of my update, and here's the contact information for ADHS Man Food Program or Manufactured Food Program via email. You can reach us right there, or you could email me directly if you have any manufactured food questions. And that concludes my manufactured food state update. And thank you for being a part of the 2024 Arizona Sanitarian Conference. And I will take any questions at this time.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Frank. That was awesome to hear those updates. So, yeah, we can start going over. We do have a couple questions that are coming through. So, can you tell us what manufacturing firms are in our county?
Yes, I will go to the previous slide. Give me 1 second. There we go. I will leave this up while Travis goes through the next question. However, as you see within your county borders, there are different numbers below or next to your county name. And like Pinal is at 32, Pima 98, Navajo County, there's 3, Maricopa County, 669 manufactured firms. Mojave, there's 13, La Paz, 3, and so on.
Frank, sorry I didn't want to interrupt, but you're not actually presenting, so we're not seeing what you're seeing.
Oh, sorry about that. If there's a county that didn't mention and you would like to know what their number is, please just put it in the chat or the Slido.
All right, and then the only other question we have is, will inspectors enforce subparts C and G in their inspections, even though it is not planned to be adopted by the state?
Um, So no, they will not be enforced. They can be used. So if there's a facility that you notice that don't have good records or they don't have records in place, that's something that you could bring to their attention and just mention that during FDA inspections, or if the FDA does come in here, they are going to be requesting those records to be reviewed. And if it's a firm that is not applying good manufacturing practices, that's where you could reach out to your supervisor if you guys do take on the delegation agreement and talk further with that situation. Because some firms or facilities, they do need those extra guidance tools like records to be able to produce safe food. Sorry, we can't hear you, Travis.
Jeez, sorry about that. And then we have just one last question, then we'll need to keep on moving. But they just want to know the names and locations of the manufacturing firms, not the numbers.
So if you, depending on your county, if you do have a 2088 agreement, you could always reach out to me directly via email or our Man Food inbox at manfood@azdhs.org or gov, excuse me. I'm over here reading another pop-up .gov.